So today I'm wearing green, and the reason I'm wearing green is because I'm going to be talking about thinking, one of the green behaviors, and about how one managing director said their biggest concern right now was they had no time to do that stuff, the visionary, outward looking stuff. And what was really interesting is that two questions got me to the heart of why that was happening. And I think their answer was really fascinating. I wanted to share that with you because I think it could be an interesting one for you as well. But before we talk about that, let's talk about the colors, just so that you know what we're talking about. We've got the three green behaviors: thinking, communicating, and improving. Those are the things, if you have them in your diary in the right proportion, will take you, your business, and your people upwards, make things better. Because it's the essence of leading, and that's what leaders do. Then there's the two amber behaviors: monitoring and directing. Now those keep things in balance, keep plates spinning and stop us from dropping balls. That's risk management, okay? And that's the essence of managing. Then we've got red, doing. That's productivity, that's delivering value on the ground. And then there's grey, and that's called floating. And that's the stuff that is either not adding any value, or we're not sure what value it's adding. It happens far more than you would realise. And then there's the last one, which is blue. And blue is about living. That's about looking after your physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional well-being. That's about looking after yourself outside of work so that you can bring the best of yourself into work. So this managing director said their biggest concern right now was that they didn't have enough time to do the green stuff, they said. And that was thinking primarily about where they're going next, okay? Things are happening in their business, it's kind of rolling along, but what they want to have a think about is where are we going next? Always keeping that peripheral view out to what's going to potentially hit us from the side, or where do we want to go in the future? And usually when somebody has a challenge around this, they don't have enough time for one of the behaviors, in this case green, I usually ask two questions, and it pretty much gets you to the heart of what's really going on, okay? The first question I ask them is, well, where's the grey stuff? How much grey stuff have you got in your calendar right now? Okay, how much stuff do you not know what value it's adding or is not adding any value? And they said, no, nothing really. You know, I tend to bat that stuff away quite easily. Good answer, okay? We don't want the grey stuff because we don't know what value it's adding. So then I normally move on to the next question. This is really usually where the heart of it is, right? And I said, so just out of interest, what's your biggest bit of red stuff right now? Okay, red is the doing, that's the productivity. Now that's stuff that's really valuable. It needs to be done, but doesn't necessarily need to be done by you as a managing director, okay? That's what you hire people for. So when it comes to a managing director, usually you'd hope they'd be doing about 70% of their time, 3.5 days worth of green stuff a week. About a day a week of managing the amber stuff, and about half a day a week spent on doing. Okay, that's the ideal mix. Okay, so that's why we ask, well, where's the doing in your diary right now? And this was interesting because they said, well, yeah, it's probably meetings, certain meetings that I really should be delegating to some of my team. Now that's a great answer because it means they understand that it's something that they don't need to do. And they know that they need to delegate it. It's just simply the fact they haven't delegated. So that's really good. That means that they are probably going to now start delegating this stuff out, right? But that's not really fixing the problem. Fixing the problem is, well, why have you not already delegated that before? Why is it already in your diary? And they turned around and they said something really interesting. They said, well, because until now, I haven't needed to. Okay, so remember this. It's not that it wasn't the right thing to do. They said I didn't need to, okay? And what they were really saying when I dug into it a little bit deeper was they were saying, I had time before, all right? And this is a real challenge for managers and leaders, is that sometimes we get caught into taking things on simply because we have time to do it, okay? What I would say to you is the biggest challenge for any manager and leader is that when you need to react to something, you usually need to react to it now. In order to be able to react to it now, you need to have time to react, okay? So one of the biggest dangers for a manager or a leader is taking on stuff because you have time to take it on now. Because the moment you need that time, it'll already have been gone. You'd have already have been committed. And then you have to start thinking about, oh, well, how am I going to now delegate this meeting? Okay. So one of the biggest tips I can give you is that when something comes along that's going to hit you that is red, okay, it's doing, if you don't need to do it now, regardless of whether you've got time, don't do it. Delegate it straight away. Your job is to keep your diary as free as it can possibly be. Because when you need to do this stuff, you need to do it quick. Okay, so that's the tip I would give you. Okay, when something comes to you, I want you to think straight away, is this something that I need to do, or is it just something that I can do? If it's something you can do, get rid of it. Delegate it to somebody else. Only take it on if it's something that you and only you need to do. And if you do that, you will reduce the amount of red stuff you have in your diary, and you'll create more stuff for the green activity, which is the stuff that's ultimately going to make you, your people, and your organization better. That's growth. That is leading. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Comments below if you don't mind. In the meantime, have a great day. Have a great week.